Assalamu alaikum. Okay, in today's class I came with an interesting topic that is known to be functions. Actually, we will go back to the past papers and we will find the solutions relating to functions. Especially this topic is very important for the students who are studying in A levels Edexcel maths. So this topic or the question relating to past paper for functions are very important for those students. So function. So when someone asks define function, what does it means? Function means actually a relationship between two quantities. And quantities means that x-axis and y-axis. All the values that are on x-axis means that are known as x values, and all the values that are on y-axis means y values. So whenever we are going to make a relationship between both the quantities, we suggest that it's making a function. When you people are going to have a discussion about function, you have to consider two things first. First one is domain and other one is codomain. Domain means actually the inputting value. And codomain means output value. Most of the students thinks that input value means domain is always seems to be x, just like this is x values, and outputting value that are codomain value that are always seems to be y. But this is not correct. It's not necessary that you always have x as input value and y as output value. No. Now the question arises, why? This is because when you swap the function in terms of inverse functions, there are different types of function in which we will discuss just only a one-to-one function in a sense without inverse. In this case, x will be considered as input value and inputting value is known to be domain. But when you swap the functions in sense of inverse function, then these values will be swapped. X values and y values are seems to be swapped. Actually, this x becomes range. So instead of y, you will took x as range, and instead of inputting value that was x, you will take y as codomain. So you have to keep two things in your mind. If you have just only y is equals to f of x, means y is equals to f of x is just only a normal function without any inverse, you can see. So in this question you can see this x seems to be input value. This is your domain because this is inputting value. And when you put back different values of x over here, you have different results relevant to it. It means that you have different outputs. So y value seems to be codomain. But if you want to swap the value, for example, you want to find the inverse function, just like inverse function. What happens to it now? For inverse function, you want to subject this equation that was marked as equation number 1 as x. When you subject as x, that gives you x is equals to f inverse of y. So for this question you can see y seems to be input value. It means that is domain, because all the inputting values are seems to be domain, I told you. And this x, because different values of y give you different results, so different results of x you have, that will be known as codomain. or there is another name of codomain that is read as range. So both words can be used for it. Now let me do some question, then it will be more clear to you. For example, question number 1 suggests that f of x is equals to 2x plus 3. For AS level, that was A level first, means the first year of A level, you read it that f of x is equals to y. So I can see y is equals to f of x. This is my equation number 1. Now plug back f of x is equals to y over here. When you did, you have y is equals to 2x plus 3. Now I choose different values of x for it. For example, my x values are between 0, 1, 2, 3. When I put 0 over here, my value of y becomes, let me do here, when I choose x is equals to 0, my value of y would be 3. It means that for x is equals to 0, my y value is 3. When I put x is equals to 1, that gives me 2 times 1 plus 3, that would be 5. Like that. When I put x is equals to 2, my value of y become 2 times 2 plus 3. 2 times 2 is 4, 4 plus 3 is 7. When I put x is equals to 3, then I have 2 times 3 plus 3, that would be 6 plus 3, that would be 9. Like that. It means that in this question, all the scenario, all the values that are taken to be for x will be my domain because they are inputting values. And all the values that I get as a result of putting the values of x, I am getting the values of y that are codomain. Now, I will swap the question in terms of inverse function now. Initially, the question that I took, it was y is equals to 2x plus 3. That was my actual question. Now I want to make inverse. How I can? I have to fix my x as a subject. So, when I want to fix my x as a subject, what happens to me? So, y is equals to 2x plus 3. 3 would be shifted over here, so it would be y minus 3, which is equals to 2x. I have to subject my equation as x. So, x is equals to y minus 3 by 2. Right? Y minus 3 by 2. I have, from the first part, I have y is equals to f of x. This one that is included in the pink box. Y is equals to f of x. So just write it down. Y is equals to f of x. And I have to find x. So x would be written as f inverse of y. Right? So at this place of x, can I plug back the value f inverse of y? Definitely I can do. So when I plug back x is equals to f inverse of y, that gives me y minus 3 over 2 is equals to f inverse of y. And f inverse of y is what? F inverse of y is actually this x. It suggests that x in this case will be my range, because this is the result, this is the outputting value that I get after plugging different values of y in this expression. This x is not only y, this x is f inverse of y. And f inverse of y means you are swapping the value. So f inverse of y means x, and this x will be known as range. In this case, y will be acting as domain, because different values of y give me different results. So in this whole expression I can see x is equals to y minus 3 by 2, and I want to fix my different values of y for it. For example, y is equals to 0, 1, 2, 3. Put down over here. When you put y is equals to 0, that gives me 3 by 2. So x is equals to 3 by 2 for it. Minus 3 by 2 actually. When I put y is equals to 1 here, my x would be 1 minus 3 by 2, that would be minus 2 by 2, that would be minus 1. Minus 1. When I put x is equals to 2 in this equation, that was equation number 2 actually, that gives me 2 minus 3 over 2, that gives me minus 1 by 2. It means that for this value I have minus 1 by 2. When I put y is equals to 3 in this equation, my x value would be 0 by 2, that is actually 0. So 0. Now you people can see y values are seems to be domain because they are the inputting values, and x values are seems to be codomain because they are outputting values. So these values are domain and these values are codomain. What is the difference between both? Just like I told you, for the normal function my x value was domain, y value was codomain. Here you can see. But here you swap. Instead of x, their positions are replaced. Now y is codomain, x is domain. Sorry, my bad. Y is domain, x is codomain. You just swap the values. So this is the difference between finding the function's domain or codomain in sense of inverse of a function or just only a function. Hope so. Is it clear to you? Now moving toward past paper question. This is a question number 4. The function f and g are defined as f of x 4x plus 6 over x minus 5 when x cannot be equals to 5. Find f inverse. I will solve b part first because I have to find the inverse first. I'm not going to find anything else because the first part was about composition of a function and we will do after covering that topic first. It suggests that we have to find f inverse. So how I can? First of all, I will write the equation of f, that is f of x is equals to 4x plus 6 over x minus 5. This is my function actually. Now I have to find the expression for its inverse first. F of x is equals to y actually. I know that. So f of x is equals to y. I want to subject my equation as x in order to find the f inverse because I have to find f inverse of x. I have to find it. So how I can? I will shift my equation to x subjected. This is my equation number 1. Now I'm going to shift it as a x subjected. So just equation number 1, put back equation number 2 into it. When I did, I have y is equals to 4x plus 6 over x minus 5. Right? Now I have to subject equation my equation as x. Here you have to do comparison. If your final equation is just only a normal function without inverse, here is y, so here is x and here is x. In numerator and denominator are going to be x. If I want to find inverse, instead of y I have to write x, and instead of x I have to write y, because I'm talking about inverse now. Inverse means you are swapping the variables of x and y. So at every place of x that you have x, you have to plug back y because you are talking about inverse. So x is equals to 4y plus 6 over y minus 5. Now the pink one will be talking about inverse. This is my inverse. What I can do next? I can do the cross multiplication. So the whole part that is under the pink marker denotes the inverse of a function. That gives x times y minus 5 is equals to 4y plus 6. I can multiply x inside to the left. So xy minus 5x is equals to 4y plus 6. I can take y as common. I can collect the relevant terms together, like xy minus 4y, which is equals to 6 plus 5x. 6 plus 5x. I just collect the relevant terms together. Y can be taken as common. So x minus 4 is equals to 6 plus 5x. I have to subject my equation as y. So y is equals to 6 plus 5x over x minus 4. And y is what? Y is actually, because initially I had y is equals to f of x and x is equals to f inverse of y. So it will be y is equals to f inverse of x, which is equals to 6 plus 5x over x minus 4. All the x belongs to real number, but x cannot be equals to 4. Why? Because it suggests that if I put x is equals to 4 over here, my denominator value will die. As a result, that will create a problem for me. So that's why x cannot be equals to 4, but maybe x belongs to real number. It may be minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, positive 10, whatever it could be. But at least it could not be 4, because if I put x minus 4 as 0, x is equals to 4, then denominator die out and anything divided by 0 gives me infinity. That will create a problem. So that's why there is a restriction that x cannot be equals to 4 over here. So in this way you can find the inverse function, f inverse of x, in this way. Hope so it is clear to you.